Hi everyone, I'm Shyam. In this video, I'm going to share with you few important things about how and why to read English newspaper. This video is for those students who are preparing for various competitive exams and those who actually want to read English newspaper but do not know how to start and where to go about. So, before I tell you how to read English newspaper, I'll first of all tell you 5 reasons why to read English newspaper. In the description of the video, the title, I have mentioned the Hindu newspaper. However, when I say the Hindu newspaper, you can read any English newspaper. I have given the Hindu newspaper only as an example. So first of all, let me share with you 5 important reasons why to read English newspaper or the Hindu newspaper, especially for the students who are preparing for competitive exams. Reason number 1, most of us know that today's competitive exams, there is compulsory section called English section. Hardly there is exam like RRB or railways where there is no English section. Most of the competitive exams, English is a crucial section. Most of the students have a dilemma how to prepare and what to prepare for English section. And I am telling you, if you are really looking to improve your grammar skills for the exams, English newspaper is going to help you the best. You can ask me, Shyam sir, how? When you are reading an English newspaper without your knowledge, you will get to know different rules of different topics of the grammar, how they are used appropriately, be it tenses or prepositions or articles or conjunctions or conditionals or any other topic. So grammar skills will be very much improved if you read English newspaper. I always say this, one English newspaper is equal to 100 English teachers. Reason number 2, vocabulary. Most of the exams today have a separate section called vocabulary. Especially the exams like Staff Selection Commission, SSC, CGL kind of exams, vocabulary has a huge weightage. So students have a common dilemma. It's a $1,000,000 question. How to study vocabulary? You cannot study the vocabulary individually. Even you do that, you may not be able to remember the vocabulary in the long run. So how to remember vocabulary, how to study vocabulary? The solution to this $1,000,000 question is English newspaper. If you read Hindu newspaper every day or any other English newspaper every day, you will get exposed to different vocabulary, and that is very much important to get a good score in vocabulary section. So that is why reason number 2, vocabulary is going to be very much important and English newspaper reading will enhance the vocabulary. Reason number 3, current affairs. Most of the exams today have a compulsory section called current affairs. So the problem with the current affairs is you cannot read the current affairs in 1 or 2 weeks. Usually that is what the people do. That is what the students do. They want to read the current affairs in the last 6 months in just 6 days, which is a Herculean task. The biggest problem in today's examinations is current affairs. Today the questions which are coming from current affairs, they are not directly coming from the facts. They are coming from the concepts. Which means if you do not know the whole story behind it, you may not actually get the right answer. That is the reason why if you read English newspaper, your current affairs will be very much good enough, and also you will get to know the whole story behind it. That is why English newspaper reading is very important to enhance your current affairs knowledge. You will be updated in your current affairs. And reason number 4, when you read English newspaper every day, your overall general awareness knowledge will be very much enhanced. You will be updated enough. Along with that, your competence levels are always in a good position. You will be all the time very much competent, because when you know what is happening around us in the external world, you will be naturally motivated. That motivation is very much important for the competitive exams. And the last but not the least reason, that is a very, very, very important reason why to read English newspaper. Like exercise is to body, reading is to mind. This is not nothing new. So when you read English newspaper, you are doing a lot of exercise, which is absolutely important to keep your spirit active throughout your preparation. These are the 5 reasons why to read English newspaper every day. Having said all this, now I'll quickly share with you the reasons. I'll quickly share with you how to read English newspaper. Tip number one, whenever you want to read English newspaper, have a pen or pencil in your hand. Tip number two, while you are reading the English newspaper, any new word that you come across, immediately underline that. Immediately underline that. In this context, some students have a question. Shyam sir, we have a problem. When we are reading the article on a newspaper, we find many words which we do not know the meaning. And every time I check the internet or I check the dictionary, at some point of time, I lose my interest to read the newspaper. Don't do that. Don't ever do that. While you're reading English newspaper article, any new word that you come across, just keep reading it, whether you understand or don't understand. You can ask me, Shyam sir, in that case, how? When we don't understand the meaning of the word, then how can we keep on reading it? That's the problem here. Even though you do not understand the meaning of every word, by the time you understand, by the time you finish reading the whole sentence or the article, you will understand what he's trying to say. Because when you keep trying to check the meaning of every word, it is true that you may not be able to read it with a lot of interest. So naturally your interest is gone. So don't try to instantly find the meaning. I'm telling you, keep reading whether you understand or don't understand every vocabulary, and I'm sure after some time you will naturally get to find out the meaning by your own. So number 3, while you're reading the newspaper and you have underlined the vocabulary, write the underlined words in a separate book, then find the meaning. If not immediately, do it the other day. For the beginners, for example, today you started to read newspaper, you spend some time, 15-20 minutes to read the newspaper, read 3 or 4 articles, underline some words which you do not know the meaning of. Today you don't do anything else. Tomorrow again, whatever vocabulary you have underlined, copy them in a separate book, find the meaning. So that one day you read the newspaper, one day you're doing the exercise from the newspaper. That makes you, that keeps your interest alive. So you should have a separate notebook called vocabulary notebook. You should have a separate notebook called vocabulary notebook, which is very important. Number 4, don't read the article which you do not have any idea about. For example, today you decided to read Hindu newspaper, you opened the paper. You found an article about the American politics, which you do not have an idea about. Don't read that article. Choose the article which you have some idea about. It can be the sports article or an article that happened in your locality or any article which you have some idea about. So when you start reading the article which you have an idea about, you will be naturally interested. Am I right? So read the article which you have an idea about. Slowly I'm telling you what happens is at some point of time, without your knowledge, you will read all the articles. If not all the articles, as many articles as possible on the newspaper. So selective articles is very important. Select your articles. Selective reading is very important. And the last tip, how to read English newspaper. Whenever you are reading English newspaper, don't fix a deadline. Don't have a deadline. Enjoy the process of reading it. Some people do like I have to read for 1 hour, 2 hours. No. Of course that is required, but in the beginning stage, enjoy the process of reading newspaper. Don't skip even a day, because sometimes what happens is they are interconnected. Am I right? An issue started 4 days back, so every day you find an article on the same issue. You do not know what happened yesterday. You will not get the connection properly, right? So maximum try to read the newspaper every day without skipping even one day, and don't try to read the whole newspaper. Read 1, 2, 3 or 4 articles and enjoy the process of reading it. I'm telling you, especially for the students who are preparing for competitive exams, reading English newspaper is going to get you the best result. Any other queries from your side, you're always welcome to discuss with me. I'm sure this will help you, and all the best.